Welcome to this new video from Guidance Education channel. In this video, we will do problems related to second application of dimensional analysis. Derive the general formula for the time period t of simple pendulum. I have made a representation of the simple pendulum here. The simple pendulum oscillates and the time taken for the oscillation is called the time period. Now before we continue, watch the video completely so that you get all points cleared, and if you think the video is useful, like the video, share the video, and also leave your comments in the comment box below. If you have not subscribed my channel, please do subscribe it now and also press the bell button so that you get intimated as soon as videos are posted. Thank you very much. We can assume that time period of the pendulum depends upon the mass of the bob and length of the pendulum. It also depends on acceleration due to gravity. Let us assume t is directly proportional to m raised to a, l raised to b and g raised to c. I have already done the board work here so that we can save some time. I will explain. T is proportional to mass raised to some quantity. We do not know its dimension, so we are just putting it as a. Length raised to b and g acceleration due to gravity raised to c. We have to find out these quantities. Let the proportionality constant be equal to k. Then the equation becomes t, the time period, is equal to the proportionality constant k into m raised to a, l raised to b and g raised to c. Now the dimensions of these physical quantities on either side of the equation. Time period t is equal to m raised to 0, l raised to 0 and t raised to 1 is equal to k has no representation in the dimensional formula. So capital M raised to a, capital L raised to b and acceleration due to gravity. What is that? L t raised to minus 2 raised to c equal to m raised to a, l raised to b plus c and t raised to minus 2c. Remember, only same dimensions can be added or subtracted. L is represented in the second and third dimension, so they are added up. So L is raised to b plus c. T raised to minus 2 raised to c becomes t raised to minus 2c. I hope this representation is clear. Dimension of m on the left hand side is 0, therefore a is equal to 0. Dimension of L on the left hand side is 0, therefore on the right hand side b plus c is equal to 0. The dimension of t is 1 on the left hand side, therefore minus 2c should be equal to 1. From this representation we get c is equal to negative 1 by 2. L is equal to b plus c. C is equal to negative half. B plus c is equal to 0. Therefore, b is equal to positive half. So, now you have the expression a is equal to 0, b is equal to positive half and c is equal to negative half. So, from this, m raised to a is equal to m raised to 0, that is, it is independent of mass. The period of the pendulum is independent of mass of the bob. So, in the general equation, m is omitted. So, t is equal to k into l raised to half, g raised to minus half. What is the meaning of raised to half? It is in the root form. So, t is equal to k into root of L is raised to positive half, so it is in the numerator, and g is raised to negative half, so it is in the denominator. T is equal to k into root of L by g. By the by, k is a constant and we know it is equal to 2 pi, it has no dimension. I hope it is clear. We will try one more example. So here we have used the principle of dimensional analysis to derive the general formula of a physical quantity. Now let us do this problem. If the units of force, length and time are taken as fundamental units, what will be the dimension of mass? Force, length and time. Force is a derived quantity. So the unit of force is derived unit. But in this problem, it is assumed as a fundamental unit. We are asked to find out the dimension of mass. Let us suppose mass is directly proportional to force raised to A, length raised to B, and time raised to C. Then this becomes M is equal to K, F raised to A, L raised to B, and T raised to C. Substituting the dimensions, you will get F is M, L, T raised to minus 2, the whole raised to A, dimension of length L raised to B, time T raised to C. On the left hand side, they have given it is mass. What will be the dimension of mass? M raised to 1, L raised to 0, T raised to 0. It is by the principle of homogeneity that the left hand side and right hand side are equated. Let us simplify this. M raised to A, L raised to A plus B, T raised to minus 2, the whole raised to A plus C. As per the principle of homogeneity, on the left hand side there is only one M. So A becomes equal to 1. L is equal to 0. Here L is raised to A plus B. So from that we take A plus B is equal to 0. Therefore 1 plus B is equal to 0. Therefore B is equal to minus 1. So we have the value of A, we have the value of B. On the left hand side, T is equal to 0. So minus 2A plus C is equal to 0. So you get minus 2A is equal to negative C. That is 2A is equal to C. A is equal to 1. So 2A is equal to 2 into 1 equal to 2 equal to C. Or we can write C is equal to 2. So you have these quantities. A is equal to 1, B is equal to minus 1 and C is equal to 2. So this equation becomes K has no dimension. It is a proportionality constant. So M is equal to F raised to A becomes F raised to 1. L raised to B becomes L raised to minus 1. T raised to C becomes T raised to 2. So this is the dimension of M, that is mass. If we want, we can cross check this. How? We know F is equal to MA. So M is equal to F by A. A is equal to, we are not writing the dimension of F. It is force. A is equal to L T raised to minus 2. So this will become F T raised to 2. L becomes L raised to minus 1. When this is cross checked, we get the same answer. So the dimension of mass is M is equal to F raised to 1, L raised to minus 1 and T raised to 2. I hope it is clear. The format of this question is different. Dimension should be represented within square bracket. But F is not a dimension, so I have not used the square bracket. We will meet in the next video with the third application. I hope this was quite useful. Thank you very much.